think you guys are going to like this next worksheet. It's not so much of a critique of other economic systems, capitalism or socialism, or barter, or any scarcity-based economic system. The other videos kind of indicated why conventional economics are no longer useful or optimal. This economic system, which you'll see in the next worksheet, is outlined for the specific purpose of preventing human extinction by working together as one planetary team through synergistic power. And I've already marked up the worksheet, so this is just an introduction to the next section, which will be somewhat detailed, and I'll do a voiceover on the worksheet that I've already marked up. So I hope you enjoy this, and this should be the last a video on abundance-based economics for a while. I'll return to this part of the series of 3x3 global drills, but 4 is enough for a while. There's some other material that I would like to introduce and then also return to over hopefully the years. I hope you find these videos thought-provoking. It's really just a system that other people around the world can plug into pretty much and sketch out ideas that will prevent human extinction. That's the whole point. Here again is the problem set for which the 3x3 Global Drills Worksheet, which you'll see next, is oriented to solve as a global team. And I showed you this in previous videos on this topic. So again, I just want to point out number 7 here, scarcity-based economic paradigm on Earth as inhibiting us as a globe from solving the other problems. Now here is the core idea of the abundance-based global currency, and it really is not so much of a currency as we think of it, as a system of interchange, so that we're not exchanging. That's the exchange-free idea. We're not exchanging this for that. We are interchanging all of our talents based on passion, and that's what drives productivity in the interests of solving the previous problem set or preventing human extinction. All right, so that's can also be thought of as freeing enterprise as opposed to capitalism. Enterprise is more of an abundance idea. Capitalism is inherently scarcity-based, and of course socialism and oppressive communism are based on redistribution, which implies scarcity. Said that before. Okay, so Sparta-like, that might jump off the page to you. How that's borrowed from the European tradition, as is the guild system that I mentioned in previous videos. So it'd be the way this idea I see as functioning in our new worlds, okay, our solar system over time, is something like the Spartan economy, which was based on, as you know, warfare, but warfare against the brutal universe that seemingly wants to take us out. Okay, so not warfare against other humans, but Spartan in the sense of sacrifice, sense of service, and then it's borrowing also from the guild system, which is many different guilds, right? So not just like the Spartan economy is essentially a warfare guild. The European guild system was tradesmen, artisans, everything under the sun, literally, so to speak. So in the current economic environment, we can bring back the best of Sparta and the guilds by focusing globally on education and all the inputs that make education and training more fruitful, such as I've underlined here on the left bar under individual and societal health and education, seen as inputs rather than outcomes of being wealthy, right? So that's a reversal of concepts. So to wrap up this worksheet before I offer a few selections from my book on this topic, which will give a little more detail on what I mean by the internal motivation to explore, create, and belong. Just wanted to explain this box of unleashing by optimizing existing job boards worldwide. So I kind of envision a kindergarten through Ph.D. Global cross enrollment, at least amongst public universities worldwide, that could have their expertise brought down to the primary education, so that we get all of our citizen learners on the same page a lot quicker, and that they're trading ideas and getting used to trading ideas, and we create these synergies that will help prevent human extinction, and based on the problem set in the earlier part of the video. Now, the last problematic section that I put in here on the right, bottom right, just to be evocative, is that we can be productive based on social ostracism. Now, that's not to mean that that's a highlight of the system, but there is so much we are so used to thinking that people will not work unless they're incentivized through scarcity-based economics or through fear. And I'm just offering that if we really want to be productive in the face of a brutal universe, social ostracism would be a lot better. But embedded in that system is that no one would go without. So the fear would be of not being respected by our peers, not going hungry. And keep in mind that social ostracism, as I'm conceiving it in this interchange economy, is a corollary to the positive-oriented being appreciated for jobs well done, and that's really would be a safeguard for keeping productivity high and no versus the freeloading problem. Okay, so some of you may have heard of Maria Montessori or Montessori education. There's private Montessori and public Montessori. This gets us back to how education worldwide can bring about abundance, not only through technologies that can create energy abundance as a background to our economic environment, but the abundance of what's inside us, our minds, in our hearts, but in this talk, our minds. And so I'll just read these two paragraphs to give you a better feel on how abundance-based economic system can be rolled out. Okay, so given the right not to work in an eventual or sudden absence of scarcity-based economic structures, people would likely travel, as do most retired persons now. After a period of broadening horizons, most retired people gravitate toward contributing the best of themselves beyond their assets to others, even if their best is limited. Doing the right thing for nothing in return, at least occasionally, whether motivated by guilt, altruism, or superstition, is what humans do as social animals. In part, Montessori's approach to and contribution to individual human development was to eliminate grades from her academic reward structure. Discovery through work is presented by Montessori as the intrinsic reward, not to be corrupted by external rewards. If the Montessori method can work without grades in elite and progressive public education, then it is reasonable to believe that our world economic system can function better without money as the reward structure. As humans, our primal motivations, corrupted by money, appear to the author to be to explore our surroundings, to create art and technology, and to belong by earning appreciation through contribution to others. Montessori classrooms are governed by the principles of self-pacing, self-motivation, and self-discipline, the latter of which must be modeled, not enforced. and is also key to the effective leadership of adults. So that's a little more background on how I look at the Spartan economy, which I mentioned in the worksheet. Hopefully that helps. See you soon. Take care.
Come together.